Depression can be mild, it can be moderate, or it can even be severe. Now, how do we know? We're just looking at the things that we've gone through last week. Does one know that one is depressed? The mood swings, the fluctuations in the moods, they were not there before. And then you realize that if you are going to be sincere with yourself, something has changed about you. You are no longer your joyful, bubbly self. You are no longer the person that could be the rallying point in your group. Something has changed. Your attitude to life might have even changed, it could be significant, it could be noticeable, like how you used to view things. You were somebody that could always see the rainbow at the end of the corner. You had hope in you. You could believe that tomorrow will be better. And then this particular thing happened. And from that point in time, hopelessness, despair just set in. Now, the eating habits are also affected. Either people eat less or they just keep on nibbling and eating continuously. Insomnia could set in, that is sleeplessness, or oversleeping. Sometimes one just gets into a system of, why do I need to wake up? Why do I need to get up? Behavioral patterns get short-fused, easily provoked to anger. One of the things that could trigger or lead to depression, words, the power of words. A lot of the times we don't even consider the words that we use, the things that we say. For example, a child that we have very high hopes for runs into life happens, a major life experience, and as parents we get disappointed. And what happens? Out of the pain of our hearts, we just spill out some words. Now we have spoken those words, but that child has already registered those words. And as long as that child continues to remember those words, depression sets in. Before we look into passages in scripture, I want us to look at the book of Ruth. Rutu, Orikini, the book of Ruth, chapter 1. And it talks about a family, the family of Elimelech. Elimelech was a man that was married to Naomi, and they had 2 sons. They moved from their country to another country, and while there, the man, the father of the family, passed on. The 2 sons died, leaving Elimelech's wife and the wives that were married to the sons. Ọkùnrin kan kúrò ní ìlú rẹ̀, ó lọ sí ìlú òdìkejì. Nígbà tí ìyàn mú, gbà tó débẹ̀, ó dolóògbé. Ó tó dolóògbé yẹn, àwọn ọmọkùnrin méjì tó bí wọ́n ti gbéyàwó. Àwọn méjèèjì àti bàbá àtàwọn ọmọ méjèèjì ọkùnrin wọ́n dolóògbé. Wọ́n fi ìyàwó bàbá wọn tó jẹ́ wọ́n sọ di opó. Àwọn ọmọ méjèèjì náà wọ́n fi ìyàwó wọn méjèèjì, Rúùtù àti Ọ́pà, wọ́n sọ wọ́n náà di opó. And for 10 years, the entire family, they were there. After some time, Naomi heard that things had gotten better in her land. Ìròyìn wá kan Naomi wípé, ibi tá a ti kúrò tẹ́lẹ̀ o, nǹkan ti wá ṣẹ́nu rere o. Wá lóun fẹ́ padà sílé, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ìyàwó tí ó wà lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ńkọ́, kí ni ó máa ṣe sí wọn? Now she wanted to go back to her own land, and she called her daughters-in-law Ruth and Orpah. I am leaving and I'm setting you free. After much persuasion, Orpah decided to leave, but Ruth insisted on going with Naomi. And Naomi said, listen, even if you go with me, I have no promise. There's no promise. I'm not going to get married now. I'm not going to have a child now that will be matured enough for you to marry. But she insisted that she was going to go with Naomi. Nínú àwọn ìyàwó méjèèjì tó wà nínú ilé ẹ̀, Rúùtù àti Ọ́pà padà sí, ó dúró nílùú wọn, ilẹ̀ àwọn Moabu. Ruth tẹ̀lé Naomi lọ. When Naomi got to her land, we are talking about depression. When Naomi got to her land and they welcomed her joyfully, there was something that she said. I'm going to read from Ruth chapter 1 and from 19. Ruth chapter 1 from verse 19. So they two went until they came to Bethlehem. And it came to pass when they were come to Bethlehem that all the city was moved about, and they said, Is this Naomi? And she said unto them, Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord has brought me home again empty. Why then call me Naomi, seeing the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has afflicted me? So Naomi returned and wrote the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law. Kí n sáré kà ní èdè abínibí wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn méjèèjì lọ títí wọ́n fi dé Bẹ́tílẹ́hẹ́mù. Ó sì ṣe tí wọ́n dé Bẹ́tílẹ́hẹ́mù, gbogbo ìlú sì dìde nítorí wọn. Wọ́n sì wí pé Naomi lè yí. Ó sì wí fún wọn pé ẹ má pè mí ní Naomi mọ́. Ẹ má pè mí ní Mara, nítorí tí Olódùmarè hùwà kíkorò sí mi gidigidi. Mo jáde lọ ní kíkún, Olúwa sì tún mi mú padà bọ̀ wá ilé lí òfo. Èéha ṣe tí ẹ̀yin fi ń pè mí ní Naomi nígbà tí Olúwa ti jẹ́rìí tì mí, Olódùmarè sì ti pọ́n mi lójú. She came a depressed woman due to the bereavement of her husband and her two sons. She went out, as she said, full, joyful, had a full family. There were 4 when they left Bethlehem. She came back alone. Ọkàn obìnrin yìí ó gbọgbẹ́ púpọ̀. Àwọn mẹ́rin ni wọ́n kúrò ní ìlú, òun, ọkọ àti ọmọ méjì. Gbà tó máa padà wá, kò sọ́kọ, kò sọ́mọ kankan. Ó ní kí ló dé tí inú mi fẹ́ dùn. She was depressed. Loss could lead to depression.